Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And boy, I just got done watching Ranking of Kings episode 5. And let me just say, I didn't realize how right I would be with my thumbnail yesterday with Domas saying he's a complicated character. I didn't know how right I would be until watching this episode because I was right on the money. This guy he is something in this episode. To say he's a conflicted character is an understatement. So let's kind of just get into it, because I think there's a good amount to talk about in this episode. A lot of stuff happened. So let's just hop right in. But first off, let's just start off with Kage's alive. And not, well, we knew he was alive, but he's been with them the whole time in Bojji's bag. Which, if you really think about it, makes a ton of sense. Because all those coincidences that happened before, like Bojji not dying from falling off that tower, his bag just magically being just in the middle of the road and all that, If you really think about it, it makes sense. And yeah, he's been with them the whole time looking out for him. And it turns out that Bepin was actually the one that ordered him to do so. Which is kind of wild because, the show really paints him as a villain, but maybe he's not so bad after all, And I kind of like that, I think that's a good thing. But yeah, he's alive and he's been looking out for him the whole time. And he actually saves Bojji in this scene. Bojji was definitely going to die falling down into the gates of hell. He was absolutely dead. He was dead to rights because of Domas pushing him in the previous episode, which we'll get into in a bit, but yeah, Kage actually saves him, and they have a tearful reunion, and I gotta say, it's nice. He's like, come on, Bojji, we can't cry. It's been a while since they've seen each other. And then they both start breaking down, it was a very nice scene. And I'm glad that they're back together, I didn't know how many episodes we would take for them to go look for him, but I'm kind of glad it didn't take forever. But yeah, they're back together, and Kage actually tells Bojji that there's someone at the bottom of the gates of hell that can train him to become the strongest warrior ever. So that's quite interesting. I'm sure we'll get to see them soon. Maybe later in this episode. But anyway, alright, now that they're back together, it's a very touching scene. And I'm very glad it happened, Like, Kage and Bojji are like the only two that can understand each other. They both had such troubled pasts. So it's nice that they're back together. But alright, return to the handy dandy notebook. Where do we go from here? Yes, we find out a little bit of why Domas decided to do what he did in the previous episode. And it turns out that Daida ordered him to do it. But you see, Daida was actually pissed with Domas because he finds out that Domas actually voted for him over his brother, which enrages him because he was his brother's teacher and he kind of betrayed him like that. Which, if you think about it, makes total sense that he'd be mad at that. When you're someone in power, you want to have people around you that you can trust. If you have someone who's wishy-washy like that around you, it's only going to cause problems for you. He was Bojji's teacher, but he just threw him under the bus like that, just on a whim. And as a king, that's not something you want in your people, and the people that serve you. So he's actually pissed with him. And Domas, he's begging, like, what can I do to make it up to you, to show that you can trust me? And Daida apparently orders him to kill Bojji. And it's crazy. We actually find out that all these assassination attempts that have been happening to Bojji are actually Domas is doing. I'm pretty sure. We didn't get confirmation on that, so if I'm proven wrong in the next episode, someone say something, but I believe it is. Because when Kage was telling him that he was actually the one saving him in all these instances, like with the meat, for instance, it was not Bepin that threw the daggers at them. It was actually Kage saving Bojji because the meat was poisoned. And I caught that right away when he said that. I even paused the episode and I was like, wait a minute. The meat was poisoned, not the daggers. And who handed him the meat? It was Domas. So I assume he's been trying to kill them the whole time, and Kage's been saving him. Which is kind of wild, honestly, that Domas would do this. We don't really get confirmation in this episode of why he's doing it, but I'm sure he has his reasons, but it's crazy, you know? He's been with this kid, honestly, almost his entire life. So it's got to be a really good reason. I don't think that Domas is evil. Even after all that's happened, I can't think that he's fully evil, you know? I think there's a reason for why he's doing it. Nevertheless, that doesn't excuse the heinous things he does. Because he actually gets confronted by, I actually wrote this other guy's name down. They only said it, I think, one time in the entire show. So let me look this up. I wrote it down somewhere. Hokuro. Yes. Because I believe they only said his name one time in one episode. Which is weird. But Hokuro actually confronts Domas. He's like, where's Bojji? And Domas is like, he's gone. And takes Hokuro a second, but he figures out exactly what happened. And he confronts him. He's like, why would you do this? He trusted you. Like, why would you betray him like this? We were here to protect him. And they get into an altercation. And it's this scene, honestly, that makes me think that Domas is not, like, completely evil. Because Hokuro puts up a good fight, but let's be honest. Like, Domas could have easily taken him down, but he doesn't. He actually lets him strike him. And then he knocks him out instead of killing him. Which is really a head-scratcher. But he does get his arm severely cut into. And at the end of the episode, he actually just flat-out cuts it off. I assume to add validity to his story, to add truth, or to add an alibi for what happened. You know, but it's really a head-scratcher. I'd argue some of the most interesting things in this episode were Domas, in a way. I'm very curious to know what's up with him, but I assume we'll find out later. But all right. Sorry about that. Anyway, now we transition to Daida and the mirror going down into the depths of the castle. And it's revealed here that King Boss was doing some pretty shady stuff by the looks of it. Because he had a bunch of frozen monsters down there. Who knows what. From what I'm assuming, like I said, I have not watched ahead or anything, guys. This is just my assumptions. Hopefully it doesn't make an ass out of me. Get it? Anyway, bad jokes aside, I assume he's been, like, siphoning their, like, power or something for his own. I can only interpret it that way, because why else would he have that? Maybe he has, like, a collection. Maybe he just likes collecting monsters, but anyway, they travel down there, and it turns out that not only does he have monsters frozen down there to preserve them, he himself is down there. His body is down there, frozen solid, which is already shady. Like, the mirror is clearly up to something. Like, it's not even a question. And Daida is starting to realize that, too. But anyway, they take the body, and this is kind of gross if you think about it. They take the body, and they put it into a crusher to get his marrow and make like a juice. Very gross, by the way. They make a juice. They go and hatch an egg, which I assume is a phoenix, because she does say it's divine blood. So I assume it's a phoenix they hatch. Cut its head off after hatching it. Throw its body in a furnace. Burn the body. Drain the blood from the head. And then add it all to the marrow to make this elixir. But they actually have a resurrection stone from the phoenix, and they throw that in as well. Which is already kind of a head scratcher, because if you think about it, like, why would they need a resurrection stone in something that's supposed to make you stronger? It's a head scratcher. And Daida, he doesn't know what to do in this scene. I'll say this now, that I think Daida is still kind of like a douchebag in a way, but he's smart at the very least, because he sees this and he can't do it. Because let's be honest, it's sketchy. You get taken to an underground place. You literally see how they make this. And then they're like, here, drink it. And you'll gain power. And to his credit, he's not stupid. He doesn't want to do it. He's to an extent, he is an honest guy because he wants to become the best king in the world on his own strength. Which, that's commendable at the very least. I'll definitely give him that. So he actually refuses it. And he gets into an altercation with the mirror and the guards that are down there. He takes them out, of course, but I can only imagine what's going to happen. Because he refuses it, and they try to force him to drink it. So, who knows where that's going. Because we also see that Apis is down there going into this area. And we see this isn't his first time there. He's been there in the past. So what kind of shady stuff is he under? I gotta say, guys, so far this whole kingdom is like really shady. Everyone has ulterior motives and agendas they're trying to do. And I gotta say, it's like some Game of Thrones kind of vibe. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, we've had quite an interesting episode today because after that, Bojji and Kage get cornered down there by the gas. The gas is what's making Hell's Gate create all this fire. And it's poison and cursed gas, actually. So they need to get out of there immediately. They do not, though, but they get rescued by a mysterious figure who takes them to the foot of, I assume, the person that can help Bojji become the strongest. And our episode kind of ends with him looking over them and saying, "Your boss's son, huh?" So I don't know. You can't really assume at this point when there's a character that looks evil in this show. So far, they've turned out to be good because apparently Bepin is not completely evil, or at the very least, he has his own agendas. So I'm curious to know where this is going with this guy. Later on, is he going to help Bojji? Is he going to manipulate him? We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, that was really our episode today. It's even more questions. You know, we had a couple get answered, if you think about it, but really more questions, which it is early on in the show, so I guess it does make sense that would happen. But yeah, just a lot of things still left in the air, a lot of things that you really have to think about and try to ponder of why this character would do that. But yeah, guys, I want you to let me know in the comments what you guys think is happening. You know, they clearly have ulterior motives, Domas and the mirror and all that, but what exactly is happening, you know? I'm very curious to know what you guys think. Don't cheat and look ahead. I'm not, so don't cheat. But yeah, guys, if you liked today's video, just leave a like and all that. I greatly appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think is happening, without cheating, of course. And yeah, if you like these kind of videos, subscribe to the channel, guys, because this has been really fun to do, you know? Just doing all these videos with you guys. So yeah, just let me know. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, week, month, and year, honestly. And until next time, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a great day, just like this episode is great. On to the next one tomorrow. Deuces.